You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast. And this is show number 594 for Sunday, the 3rd of May, 2026.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jayne Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Jayne.
Hello there, Michelle, and how are we doing this fine weekend?
We are doing well. I cannot believe we have scuttled all the way through April and we are now in May, which means we are a step forward to being in summer and which is a step forward to being in prime holiday times. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm just looking ahead. I've got quite a busy May. I've got lots of birthdays happening in May. We've got little trips away. I've got some new Disney tattoo ink happening. And there's that old Star Wars movie gets released towards the end of May. So I know we've got at least 2 cinema troupes that we're doing with our Star Wars cosplay friends. So yeah, May is a busy month for me.
Let's not talk about the Star Wars film because my husband tried to suggest that we go to visit it and see it for my birthday.
Ooh.
I know. You understand my pain. It would be like, for your birthday, Michelle, would you like me to get some needles and poke you in the eye repetitively for your birthday?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to seeing the movie, and I'm very excited because we get to see it free. Because we're doing a cosplay event for our local cinema, who we absolutely adore the cinema. We frequent this cinema quite a lot, so they do get our money out of us anyway. But yeah, that's going to be great because we get to hang out with all our Star Wars mates. It's just after Simon's birthday, so it's going to be a really nice vibe and everything. So I'm really looking forward to it. However, I can appreciate that from your point of view, Michelle, not maybe what you want to be doing on your birthday.
No, nowhere near what I would like to be doing on my birthday. On my birthday, I, of course, will be enjoying a day of work.
Oh.
But it's looking very likely that a couple of my friends and I are going to be going for a nice, tasty meal on the Friday, which I'm looking forward to. I'm going to have a weekend with my grandson. And we will be doing some prep for Disneyland Paris because we're going at the end of May. So I need to make sure my grandson's indoctrination is fully complete. And he is going to be basically made to watch a lot of Disney content. So he knows who these characters are. And then I had a whole debate last night with the lovely Caroline about whether I take him a large vinylmation to have characters autograph or whether I should get him an autograph book. So we had discussions about that as well.
Oh, you see, I'd go for the classic autograph book for his first visit. I think that feels apt.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to get one that I'll have a space for me to put the pictures.
Yes. Yeah.
So that he can have the autograph and then I can put a little picture so he can go through and he can remember meeting that character.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I think that's probably the route I'm going. And as Caroline said, some characters might find it a bit difficult to sort of sign on a vinylmation. So I thought, yeah, that's a good point.
Fair point, yeah. Exciting though. Being able to go along to a park, Michelle, and see it through a fresh pair of eyes. And so, I mean, how old is Joseph? Is he 5 now? So that's
He'll be 5 in the middle of May.
Yeah, so that's going to be a really lovely age for him to experience it all, and for you as grandma to experience it all through him as well.
Yeah, because my girls were 10 when we took them to Disney World, and Kieran was 7. So it's seen it from the perspective of a much younger child. And then I suppose I'll be able to answer one of those ultimate Disney questions. Should I take my child to Disneyland or Walt Disney World when they're only 3 or 4 if they can't remember it?
Yeah. I know what my answer would be. Because I took Molly. I took Molly at 3.5. So and she's fully indoctrinated now. She is one of the tribe.
Right, well, we will leave our musings about our busy May. I know I am celebrating this month of May with my birthday, as I mentioned, becoming the same age as Walt Disney World and Starbucks.
Oh, I didn't know they shared a birthday.
Yeah, 1971 was a very busy year.
A prime year, Michelle.
Absolutely,
I was
we'd
gonna,
like to hope anyway.
I was gonna say good vintage, but you might hit me if you were sat next to me by saying that, so I won't say that.
I'll just text Simon to go and hit you.
Thank you.
So, on this day in Disney history, we have novelist and playwright Dorothy Gladys Smith was born in Lancashire, England, which is not too far away from me. Not my county, but near. Name ring a bell, Jane?
Enlighten me, Michelle.
Well, you may know her as the writer of 101 Dalmatians. Dodie Smith is the name that is most familiar to us. She wrote her 1956 novel, The 101 Dalmatians, and it was sort of made into a Disney-style film in 1956. And the inspiration for the film actually came from what a good writer knows is what's in their daily life. And it was the fact that she was a Dalmatian owner.
They always say write about what you know.
Yeah. And it just, one day, it just sort of clicked with her when a friend said, oh, those dogs would make a lovely fur coat.
How dare they?
I know. 1903, on this day, singer, actor, beloved person who Jane, I know, adores watching this film every Christmas, Bing Crosby.
White Christmas.
You
Holiday
see, I know.
Inn.
I know. Yeah, and he was obviously one of the narrators of Disney's 1949 animated classic, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Oh, and I love that as well. I love that, that animation.
Yep. So happy birthday to him as well. It's a very busy month, this month of May.
I wonder what was happening 9 months earlier.
Obviously not a lot, because people were busy doing other things.
Yes, creating life.
Yeah. Let's hop, skip and a jump over to our Disney female Imagineer of the podcast.
Oh, who we got this week, Michelle?
Julie Svensson, concept show designer.
Okay.
And this is a great little story of it's not always what you know, it's who you know. Because her father, Julius, was a Disney animator, and he sort of assisted with her getting a job as an accounting clerk at Wed Enterprises in 1970.
Wow.
And it really got her into the mood of being an artist. So she went to art school and she returned to WDI and she worked on the design teams for New Fantasyland in Disneyland, Epcot, Typhoon Lagoon, Blizzard Beach, Disneyland Paris, Disney's California Adventure, the Disney Stars, and Shanghai Disneyland.
Just an odd one or two things then.
Yeah, and
nothing,
when we
had nothing majorly important going on there, really.
Well, quiet one or two projects. When asked what her favourite project was, she said, "Well, I can't really say because they all had their interesting challenges in different ways." So she said, you know, each was a new variety of different challenges and creativity, which ran the gamut from coming up with concepts for different areas of Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach, to working with legend John Henge to create sketch and montage of different Disneyland attractions for the appearance on the bedspreads at the Disneyland Hotel.
Wow.
I'm so excited that hopefully, fingers crossed, one day I will actually get to go into a hotel room at the Disneyland Hotel in Anaheim. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, wind blowing in the right direction and all that.
And bank balance being kind.
Kind and accommodating, yeah.
When asked what was her personal favourite Disney Parks attraction, she said it was a tie between Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, and the Swiss Family Treehouse.
Oh, interesting combination.
Yeah. She said when she was a child, she used to love going to Disneyland and riding the Frontier Mine Train attraction and the Tomorrowland Flying Saucers. Two classics from the past.
Yeah.
So we have news, Jane.
I would hope so. There's always something cracking off, isn't there, Shell?
Well, I'm taking you to Disneyland Paris, Jane. I wish I could.
Oh, well, maybe one day. Don't never say never and all that.
Yeah. Rainforest Cafe at Disneyland Village in Paris is rumoured to be possibly closing.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's been there a lot of years.
It has. Rainforest Cafe is an icon of most major cities in a lot of European countries. However, the Rainforest Cafe in France is only one of 2 locations in Europe, the other being over in Malta.
Did not know that.
Yeah. For me, if I go to Disneyland Paris, would I ever consider eating there? No.
Yeah, I remember we did eat there. This is going back a lot of years, and I want to say it was on one of our very first visits to Disneyland Paris. So I'm talking now, between 1998 and 2000, when Ethan was very little, and I think we went in there because we knew it was going to be very theatrical and a bit quirky, and we thought Ethan would like that as a 3-year-old maybe, or an under 3, and I think that was the reason we went in there. I think we came out and said never again.
Yeah, I visited the one at Animal Kingdom, and it was the girls' birthday while they were there. And we thought, it would be fun to get the shared dessert where everybody sings happy birthday. But I think we must have picked birthday visit day, because I think during the time we were there eating the food, we must have heard happy birthday sung 30 times.
Or the cynic in me would say that people have cottoned on about it and just say it's their birthday, because...
For me, it's not a place I would go to because of the type of food. If you have picky eaters, it does what it says on the tin. You can go and get X, Y, Z and it will be perfectly palatable. Will it have been the best meal you've ever had? Probably not. But it's an immersive environment.
Absolutely.
However, I do feel that it's probably a bit dated now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I was going to say. I think it's that element of, it's kind of kooky, and I think we just found it overtly noisy in some respects and very dark. Why do they insist on doing these really dark restaurants? I don't know. I like to see my food. Even when I was young and got better eyesight, I still like to see my food. No, I'm with you, Shell. It's kind of, I think a lot of restaurants have elevated the game since these were created, and it seems to, it's almost like a bit of a time capsule. It's not really moved on with the times, has it?
So the next bit of news I've got, this is over at Walt Disney World, and there's a lot of construction going over at Wilderness Lodge to the side of Wilderness Lodge to create Lakeshore Lodge. And wow, Disney have released some concept art. This lodge is going to have the most epic pool area with a lazy river. And to be honest, I think it's going to be a challenger for the one that's over at Yacht and Beach.
Oh, wow. And of course, I suppose, is this going to be a little bit... I mean, I know they've... Sorry, I'm jumping around there. I know they've just refurbed some pool areas at the campground, and there is reference to River Country there. And obviously where the lodge is being built is very much that River Country-esque area. So I wonder if that's why they're doing the lazy river as a bit of a nod and a wink to what was once there before.
Absolutely. And there's a fantastic little treehouse structure with a spiral like plastic slide going, and then there is this wonderful lazy river. And anyone who knows me, I'm a sucker for a lazy river, because you can just sit in that little rubber ring and just relax. What a wonderful way to spend a morning not in the parks, or an afternoon, or the evening after the parks. I think this is going to really add value to this resort. I think it's going to add a lot of traffic to this resort, and I think it's going to be some pretty tough competition for the other deluxe hotels, because it looks fabulous.
Yeah, it's looking good. I remember when we were there in November, we purposely walked out onto the dock at the Contemporary so we could look over and see the construction. I was just very curious. As a Disney person, you naturally are, aren't you? And I think there's a little bit of concern. I think if you go over to Pioneer Hall and Hoop De Doo at the campground, you now have got a relatively modern structure in your view line. And I think that's where some of the criticism is going. Is it going to infringe on that Fort Wilderness camping vibe that's going on over there? I mean, only time will tell, and we'll have to wait till, is it next year? I think it's due to open.
Yeah, it's summer 2027.
Time will tell. Let's see. Let's reserve judgment until it's all done and dusted. But yeah, it sounds like if you want a hotel with a little bit extra, a little bit more space for relaxing and chilling, and again, it's location as well, because you can just hop on a boat and get over to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
that's a big plus for me.
967 rooms. There's going to be studios, suites, 1 and 2 bedroom lake houses along the waterfront. It will be interesting to see that these studios, are they going to follow the pattern that they did when they refurbished and brought in those new rooms over at the Disneyland Hotel, where the studio has a Murphy bed that through the day is up and is a sofa, and then at night time it goes down and lowers into a bed, and that is the one and only bed for the room, and it makes that space quite compact and under generous, should we say?
Yeah, but then again, does that mean it's a foothold into staying in what will be a deluxe resort? Maybe, going to be interesting, because obviously this is another DVC resort, isn't it, as well, this one?
And it's going to be one of those Disney conversations where you have that internal argument with yourself, whether the value is there for you, whether having that type of room is a deal breaker for you, or whether you think, well, actually, all the perks of having a deluxe, that doesn't bother me because I'm just sleeping there. We shall find out more, no doubt, soon. So another thing I've heard about is the H2O Glow after hours events have been announced for this year. While we're mentioning Disney water parks, we also have the ability on the arrival day at a Disney hotel that you can get that free access to a water park.
Correct, yeah.
Us in the UK, that's not normally a great deal, because we get our normally 7 or 14 day tickets and water parks are included in it.
Yes, we get that anyway, yeah.
And some of our flights don't tend to arrive till late afternoon when the water parks are closing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So for us, this isn't a really great deal. Now, the H2O Glow is a 3-hour hard ticket event that is happening intermittently throughout the summer, June the 2nd through September the 5th.
Okay.
And it is going to cost you $85 plus tax. If you have an annual pass, or if you are DVC, it's 20% less. So that's getting it down a little bit, that nice hand of 20%. During your time there will be complimentary snacks, which do include the Mickey Premium Bar.
Nice.
So if you can manage to eat your $85 worth of Mickey Premium Bars, it could be more value for you.
I feel that somebody needs to accept.
Yeah. Now, if you are a character fan, you are going to be able to meet up with a selection of tricky to meet characters, one of them being Powerline Max.
Ah, okay.
But would you want to meet Powerline Max in your swimmies? I've no idea.
It's not so much the meeting in the swimmies, it's whether you want your photo taking in your swimmies.
Absolutely. There's going to be Chip and Dale as the Rescue Rangers, Scrooge McDuck, Launchpad McQuack. You've got Donald and Daisy in their beach party clothing. So it is quite a draw if you literally don't want to actually use the pool facilities, but want to have some DJ dance party vibes going on and meet the characters, eat loads of Mickey bars. That could work out for you.
Yeah, it's a tricky one for, like you say, for us Brits, because we get the water parks included with our tickets. You can't, I can get into a water park with my ticket. So
yeah, but if you're a local, you've got an AP.
Oh yeah,
that 20% off does make it an attractive proposition, because also in the evening the weather tends to be a little bit cooler but still very, very humid.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an ideal time to go, because if you do want to take advantage of the actual water attractions there, a little bit cooler and maybe sun dropping a bit, you're not going to be so worried about sunburn, that type of thing.
If you are planning to go, let us know. We would love for you to review it for us, because it sounds like neither Jane or I will be going.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be there at the right time, so that's my excuse.
And I'll be there, but I won't be paying it.
Okay, and that's Michelle's excuse.
Absolutely. So, Jane, I gather there is some Star Wars news from over in Disneyland.
Yeah, so Disneyland, as of the 29th of April, have updated their timeline at Galaxy's Edge. Basically, it kind of splits the whole land into almost three sorts of areas. So you have your Rise of the Resistance area with the ride. That is still going to be your, let me get this right, your sequel trilogy. So that's where you're going to meet Rey. That's where you're going to see Rey. We've got the old First Order cargo area. That's now going to be Black Spire cargo, something like that. That's kind of more leaning into the prequels and into the OG. And around by the Millennium Falcon area, that's where you're going to get much more of your OG, your original Star Wars, which I think everybody's been crying out for since day one. I think there was a lot of confusion out there, shall we say, within the Star Wars community and within park-going community, that they decided to set Galaxy's Edge in such a very specific timeline that tied it into a period of time in amongst the sequel films, whereas this now basically opens it up. So you can now go and meet what you would expect to meet in quote-unquote Star Wars land. You can see Leia and Han and Chewie, Luke and R2 might be there, and you get to see Mr. Vader as well. Sam and I were watching some of the video that's now been coming out, and we can confirm that the stormtroopers that are with Mr. Vader are the correct stormtroopers for his era. Because if you know your Star Wars, Michelle, like I'm sure you do, stormtroopers have a different look depending on which area of the timeline they sit in. I know this because my hubby actually cosplays as a stormtrooper, so I know which ones to look for now. So lots of excitement about these characters coming in, and what you're going to find is that, like Rey, there's no specific meet and greets as such. These are much more of the roaming character type of vibe. So you know that Leia Organa, give her proper name, is going to be around the Millennium Falcon. She's actually wearing an outfit that is from the Hoth base, so Empire Strikes Back. They have like appearance times, but they're not meet and greet sort of times. So you'll still be able to get photos and stuff with them, but it's very much a more of an interactive type of meet and greet. I saw a little of a clip where she was kind of doing something with the Millennium Falcon, and basically the line was something, "Oh, see, it always takes a woman to fix these things," or something like that, which I thought was quite cute. And I know initially there was a little bit of concern that the actress that they got portraying Leia didn't really look right. I think from what I've seen, they may have changed up the actress, and people are a little bit happy about it. They have listened, because quite a few people initially talked about the costume for Han Solo not being maybe as good as it could be, and comments were made about the hair, shall we say. Having said that, looking at all the footage that's come out, they've gone in, they've listened. So give Disney the heads up. They have listened and they've tweaked it, and it looks way, way better. So bearing in mind, I'm quite used to Han characters because my friend Rob plays Han for our little Star Wars group, and we have Katie who plays Leia in her various different outfits. So if you are into Star Wars, you do notice these little bits and pieces. So yeah, so we have a timeline shift. I think most fans are now going to be really happy about it. The bits and bobs that I've seen, the video that's coming out from obviously all the vloggers that were there yesterday as we record this, wanted to get in there and do the first meets and greets. Everybody seems very happy with it. So, and the other thing to note now is that as you're walking around, particularly in that Millennium Falcon type of area, you're going to get a lot of the John Williams classic movie score being played. So that's going to be really interesting to see whether that is too much, as in, are they playing it all the time? Are they leaving the other soundscapes to come in and see how they actually mix that up? So that'll be interesting. Because I said to Sam, there's a couple of Star Wars themes, particularly like Leia's theme and bits and bobs, that are actually quite emotional if you get suckered into it all like we do. And I said, I don't know if I want to be walking around getting all emotion at a bit of music being played. Not that I don't get all emotion music being played in Disney anyway, but it's just another level to add on top. So we shall wait and see. Of course, what we don't know yet is, are they going to transfer all this to Hollywood Studios?
Oh, that would make it
Disney.
so much better. Please.
Please, Disney. I mean, I'm hoping that because this is getting a good reaction, that they listen and they do that out there. I know that there's an argument that this is a locals park at Disneyland, and therefore they treat it differently to Disney World, which is more of a international guest park, and therefore they target things slightly differently. But I think the whole world would love to, to meet Leia and Han and Luke and Chewie and everybody, and do it OG style, because I think that's, I know that if I talk to people on the street who don't really know their Star Wars, and I'm sure you're the same, Michelle, if you say, name me a character from Star Wars, I bet you most people go Darth Vader.
Absolutely.
That'll be the first words out of their mouth. And it's like, yeah, so listen to the general public, put the OG stuff in, pretty please, with kisses on. Please, 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 please.
And as we are the target market, i.e. international guests, Disney, we are saying this very, very clearly as a hyper Star Wars fan, aka Jayne, and someone who'll watch it at persuasion point with husband. I would much happier if I could go to the parks and see characters I actually identify and know, rather than thinking, who's the girl with a bit of blue at the bottom of her hair? I'm going to have to go back and go through all of these add-on franchises that I haven't really invested in, because I only like the original stuff. I don't like all the add-on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I had some great interactions, because obviously I've got nice bright pink hair. So I had some great interactions with that character when we were there both times last year. I don't even know where she fits in the timeline and what her role is. She's got a name, bless her, and I'm sat here and I'm like, my mind is blank. I would need Simon to be in the same room, and I'd go, and he'd go, oh, it's so and so, and I go, okay. And I'm a pretty decent Star Wars fan. I'm not mad like husband is, but I'm pretty knowledgeable, and I would struggle with that one.
Point proven. Let's go on to Disney Parks blog, who have been celebrating halfway to Halloween, and they have had a palooza this week of taunting people over on their Instagram with all of the excitement with regards to an early announcement for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Yeah.
We have got the date of the 7th of August as the first party, and it will run all the way through to Halloween, 31st of October. At this point, as our lovely friend Tracy Farley said, well, I imagine it won't be long before we see it starting at the end of July.
Yeah, I mean, this is the only thing. I appreciate why they do it, so that more people can take advantage of the other party should they wish to, but it does feel a tad early, doesn't it? I used to think when they used to start around about the 14th, 15th of August, it was early. And I remember going to the parks. This is going back to probably 2011, 2013, and being there at the very end of August and walking into the park going, why has everything gone orange? And literally while we were there, it would then transfer into like an autumnal Halloween vibe. So I have photos of us with the pumpkins on Main Street, but that was literally at the very end of our vacation. The rest of the vacation time, they hadn't been there. So that just goes to show how it, over the years, it's crept earlier and earlier and earlier.
And I think for those of us who are going in the summer period, during August, September, and then into October Halloween season, you've got 9 August nights where you have to leave the Magic Kingdom early so that the party can run.
Yeah.
And then in September, you've got 13 nights, raising up to 16 in October. So if you're just there for a couple of days, you really need to know what date these parties are going to be on, because it's not value for you to pay for a Magic Kingdom ticket if you're going to have to leave for the party night because you can't be in there after a set time. So it's on our website with the party dates. Go check it out, disneydreamgirls.com. That should help you with your planning. If you like myself and our lovely friend Vicky Wells, we've had a chat already. We know on party days, the Magic Kingdom is probably the park you want to go to if you've got hoppers on your tickets, because it's going to be quiet.
Yeah.
So you can go and enjoy the park at a quieter level, because everyone who doesn't have hoppers on their ticket won't go because it doesn't make good value. So we can go and enjoy the quieter crowds and then hop on off to one of the other parks, which are probably going to be busier.
Yeah, no, I mean, I bet you're like me, Michelle. I've already put onto my itinerary, because I'll be there late September through to middle-ish of October. So I've already put on my itinerary what nights the party will be running. So I know what days to go into the Magic Kingdom and be out for 4 o'clock. And we proved this point perfectly when we were in Disney World late November into early December last year. We purposely hit up Magic Kingdom and on those party nights for Mickey's Very Merry. And yeah, absolutely. Gets towards, as soon as 4 o'clock ticks over, you can all of a sudden you're very aware that the park has got busy. So if you've got the hopper, go in around about 3:30, start to make your way out of the park and go somewhere else for the rest of the day.
Absolutely. Although that little window between 4 and 7 sometimes can be a little bit quieter because people have left in droves and people are queuing up to get in. But not everybody arrives at 4 o'clock if they've got a Halloween party ticket.
True.
Some people will sort of leave it till a little bit later because they want to stay till after midnight to get the most out of their ticket. And if you've got littlies, that's hard to do because, it just depends on who's in your group, how you roll, and how you want to maximise the up to 8 hours of time at the party. From what I've seen, the offerings this year do not look any different to last year.
No.
So for me, who has now absolutely smashed everything, there's not the draw. And I have been several times in August to the Halloween party, and I would say on 75% of those evenings, it has rained at some point.
Yeah, and that is the problem with the August and even some of the September dates, because obviously
Yeah.
getting into hurricane season as well. That's one of the risks that you're going to have to take. I have to say, I have not done a Halloween party. It is tempting, but I'm not a big meet and greeter, character greeting, so I'll be going for fireworks and a parade basically. And then you've got to, because trick or treating, you know, Michelle, I don't eat an awful lot of sweet stuff. I'm not going to be able to partake in the trick or treating enough to get my money's worth out of it all. So it is that element of, is it worth the cost for basically a parade, a show, and some fireworks?
Yeah, it's a tricky choice, and everybody has their own opinion. Then there is the added upsell on the hard ticket already, where you can add in a dessert party as well as, and again, you know our viewpoint on that as well. We don't really think it's amazing. Like, okay, you're going to get to ride Space Mountain in the dark. You're going to be able to have a layover on a couple of attractions, and Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor has a different vibe about it. If you've never done it, I think it's a rite of passage, and I think it is a really good party. If you have done it, as there's very little changes, then you probably need to think about the price point and think, is it value for us? And we will see what you think. So let us know if you are planning a trip. Let us know your views and thoughts. info@disneydreamgirls.com, or you can also get in touch with us on Instagram @DisDreamGirls. We are very curious to know. But last thing for this week's show, as I say, Disney Parks blog have been incredibly busy, and they have launched the dates for this year's International Food and Wine Festival. And this year it is kicking off on August the 27th and then running through to November the 21st. This caught me a little bit off guard.
Okay, why's that?
Well, it's starting on a Thursday,
right,
which is great for me because I don't fly home till the Saturday the 30th.
Nice, that's cool, yeah.
So I can probably avoid the opening day because we know it's going to be really busy with people wanting to get the first look.
Yeah.
But I can go maybe on the 28th, maybe on the 29th, maybe on the 30th, because my flight's not till in the evening. So I get quite a few bites of the cherry to go have a look at the merch, have a look and try some of the foods. Menus have not been announced as yet. They have said a few things that are coming back to it. So there's going to be the meals fromage montage. There's Remy's Hide and Squeak scavenger hunt. There's the Eat to the Beat concert series. But they have not given us any names of the bands, so I don't know that yet. And we don't know any of the foods. They have still not decided to bring back. The thing I loved about this festival was that they had the foodie talks. Do you remember? A fair few years ago.
Yes. And didn't we think that this was going to be an ideal shoe-in for the new Communicore Hall area? That would have been
absolutely,
because they've got kitchens and stuff there where they could have been doing demonstrations and the like.
Yeah. But you never know. There is time for them to announce anything like that. They haven't mentioned it yet.
True.
But I really enjoyed those sort of like chef-based teams coming in and sharing their expertise with us and having it like it's like a mini fan event where you could go around, look at the merch, listen to a talk. Then there'd be sort of like sponsored stalls. I love that.
Yeah.
So please, Disney, we would love more of that because I'm a nerd and I like hearing from Disney chefs talking about the things they are passionate about.
Absolutely.
And I am still friends with one of the people I went to go and hear talk about making bagels at Golden Oak. Valerie now works over at Epcot, And if you ever go into Connections Eatery, she's quite frequently in the show kitchen making some of the designs in there. And she is a fantastic ambassador of the Disney brand.
Wow.
Right, Jayne, I think it's enough is enough time now. We are going to put a pin in that. If you want to hear more from us, why not hop on over to patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls, as you will get additional bonus content, extended shows, and our forever thanks for putting in a few dollars to help keep the show up and running. You can get on with the action over at Instagram @DisDreamGirls. You can email us comments and questions, info@DisneyDreamGirls.com. You can join us on our family page, Disney Dream Girls Podcast Family. Phew, so many things to fit in. And if you want to hear more from the wonderful Kat and Lewis as they are unpacking their fabulous England DLP trip, make sure you check them out at Diz Down Under, because that is going to be such exciting content for you to listen into and enjoy. But anyway, until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
And bye from me.